A sporting evening to you out there, and welcome to the Thursday night edition of Sports Tonight, broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's always a delight to have you join us. My name is Austin Okonakwan, action-packed world of sports. What are you talking about? He's still talking about the new Super Eagles team that new coach Sunday Olise is trying to build, and who is also counting down to the All-Africa Games that will take place in Congo, Brazzaville. Is now 15 more days to go. 15 more days, yes. And how is Team Nigeria getting ready for that big African event? We'll also touch down in Tunisia, give you all the lowdown going down in the 2015 Afro Basket Championship. Good one for Team Nigeria, but there are also reasons to worry because we spoke a lot about basketball this morning, and former national coach Ayo Bakare told us it's not going too well for the team because key players are still missing. The guys in the studio tonight love talking about basketball. We'll also take a look at that one. But before we give you updates from other sports, let's quickly bring you into this. Quickly. You know how to do it. Our feedback mechanisms, they've not changed. You can talk to us. So let's start doing it now so we get to read your messages live on the show tonight. That's the feedback mechanisms right there on your screen. On Twitter, we're still channels_sports. Verified Twitter handle. You can send us questions, comments, suggestions, anything you feel like talking about in your exciting world of sports. And with you, we know it will be fun all the way. And on Facebook, we're channels-sports. We're still getting loads of messages. We threw that question to you that, do you think Sunday Olise can rebrand Nigerian football? We want those messages to keep coming. We will collate them. And then maybe tomorrow we'll read your messages live on the program. Just also let you know that if you are not seated in front of your TV, it's not a problem, and you want to be part of the fun, yes, you can. Just go to m.channelstv.com. It works like magic. Download the Channels TV app for your Android, iPad, iPhone, BlackBerry, your iOS, your Windows phones, and you are part of the fun. You can watch us live. You can send your questions, send your comments and suggestions. You can just play with us because in sports we play to win, and that's what we want to do with you tonight. Before I introduce the guys in the studio, let's just give you some quick updates. Officials of rugby in Nigeria, they are not happy at the moment, and that's because rugby has been scrapped out of the schedule for this year's All-Africa Games. That is not a good one because Team Nigeria, remember, they've been getting ready, particularly after going to Zambia and not, winning the Africa Cup 1. They were hoping to consolidate with the All-Africa Games. The president of the Nigeria Rugby Football Federation, Edward Pamfam, says he's disappointed with the last-minute removal of the sport from the events to feature at this year's All-Africa Games. The national rugby team, they're known as the Black Stallions. That's one of their training sessions you're watching on your screen. They have already qualified for the games, but Pamfam wondered why the organizers allowed participating teams to waste their time and resources to prepare and play for the qualifiers when there was no concrete plan for the sport. So not a good one for rugby, a sport that is actually just crawling to, get some recognition in Nigeria. Now, we won't get to hear about the Black Stallions at the All-Africa Games. No love lost. Let's see if they will make good use of the time. Now, talking about the federation, it doesn't mean we'll go fold our hands and say no more rugby. There need to be another plan. There should be a plan B to keep these rugby players busy. But while rugby is sad, taekwondo, they are smiling because they are getting ready for the All-Africa Games, and they have listed their team that will feature at the 2015 African Games. We'll give you all the lowdown on the show, but let me just quickly that's it. The Nigeria Taekwondo Federation, they have picked 16 taekwondoists that will feature for Nigeria at the All-Africa Games in Congo. Some names we know, some Commonwealth gold medalists, and Issa is there, Jamilu in the minus 58 kg. He's an established taekwondoist, having won gold at the 2011 African Games in Mozambique, as well as a quarterfinalist in the 2015 Alexandria Open in Egypt. Now, in the absence of his brother Chika, 2011 African Games gold medalist and captain of the team, Nigeria Uche Chukwumerije, who also jostled for medal in the men's plus 87 kg will be part of the team. So we're also taking a mix of experience to feature for Nigeria at the All Africa Games. So Taekwondo, hopefully with the plans that they have, will win medals for Nigeria. Let me quickly bring the guys to be part of this one. Tune Koiki, good to have you around again.
Thank you very much.
And then Yemi Adebayo joins us also. Yemi, good to have you.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Top striker turned defensive midfielder, utility player. Yemi Adebayo says he can play from everywhere. Okay, let's see how these guys will do tonight. Guys, good to have you around. Let me quickly get your reactions. Rugby, and I think they have every reason to be gutted.
Yeah.
Because they don't get to play more. They were getting ready for the Africa Games, and you let them prepare, and then you're telling them last minute, you're not going to take part.
You know, we said this in the past about how the host countries of the All Africa Games have been given the capacity to determine which sports it is that they are willing to host or to put on the roster for the games, which sports they want to drop. Yeah. Obviously, they made some kind of decision to drop rugby, but the problem is not dropping rugby; it's the timing of that announcement. So a lot of countries have spent time, effort, man-hours, you know, in preparing their teams, only for you to be told at the last possible moment that you cannot take a team. I think that all these countries and all the rugby federations that are affected have the right to feel aggrieved. If they knew from the scratch that this was not, they would not have bothered to call up players, they would not have bothered to open camp, they would not have bothered to expend time and money in what has proved to be a fruitless gesture. So I'm just hoping maybe they can ask for some kind of restitution or make a formal complaint to Supreme Council for Sports in Africa or someone, so that they can listen, so that this kind of thing can serve as a deterrent. If the host country knows that they cannot cater for certain sports, they should have been given a minimum time frame in which to make this declaration, not barely 2 weeks before the start of the competition.
The issue had been on for a while. It didn't just come as a surprise, but I think it has dawned on everybody at this point that the organizers will not have a change of heart at this case, because it's been a running battle. I think 1 or 2 months ago this came out, but now, well, attention shifts to preparation for Rio. For Rio 2016, it's painful that they did allow countries to take part in the qualifiers. He talked about the money, the energy, the time spent, and all of these things that the countries have gone through. And some of these countries have been denied an opportunity to get into competitive rugby, because now it gets harder. If you're trying to qualify for Rio 2016, because you know the pool, countries will be restricted. And that one, so I can feel the pain, especially from the Nigerian Federation. But I'm hoping attention will shift to trying to get a place in Rio. That's really
much more difficult.
A tough one. Not impossible, but a tough one.
Very tough one. You remember we had the vice president of the Rugby Federation and the coach Fabian Juris, and they were particularly excited because we don't get to hear more about rugby, and they know that the NSC, if a big championship is not coming up, nobody will listen to you. So for them, they're actually not excited, because they would have used this to prepare for the Rio Olympics, and then more reasons for us to talk about rugby in Nigeria.
The truth is, rugby is way behind a lot of sports in Nigeria, way behind a lot of sports. And you know, the Rugby Federation was hoping to use this as maybe not a catalyst, or maybe not a springboard, but a foot through the door. You know, at least so that I can show the rest of Nigeria what it is, our capabilities in rugby. Because to be honest, to be very honest, it is particularly shocking that Nigeria does not have a thriving rugby culture. It is very shocking. I mean, you look at Nigerians. The average Nigerian is a big, strong, tough man.
Look at you.
And I look at you. Look at you. I can make a decent fly half too.
You know,
I mean, we're talking about
this is utility prop also.
Big, strong, strapping men, quick over. I mean, it's shocking that we don't have a rugby culture. And when you look at the likes of Kenya, Namibia.
Let's not even talk about South Africa.
No, I'm not talking about South Africa. That's what I'm saying, Kenya. The average Kenyan you see is probably tall, slim, a bit lanky.
Push him, man.
But we're thinking that, you know, the fastest way to get into this is through the Rugby Sevens. And that is what Kenya have done. They have a very strong Rugby Sevens program. They are one of the best in Africa, and highly rated, even and rated well in the World Committee of Rugby Nations. And Nigeria was hoping to use that as a springboard to be able to get like a rugby culture going. going. And this kind of things just puts a spanner in the works and sets us back. I'm just hoping that the Rugby Federation can keep the momentum going, the fire burning, keep the interest high so that
not get discouraged.
Not get discouraged.
Okay, that's it. But the rugby officials in Nigeria, they don't sound like they're not discouraged at the moment, because the technical director of the team, Fashimoye Olatunji, has described the exclusion of rugby as a devastating blow for both players and officials. So, well, guys, let's see what we can do with the time that the team will not take part at the African Games. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll give attention to basketball in Nigeria. Of course, this morning we had former national coach Ayo Bakari. He spoke so much about basketball in Nigeria and gave us reasons to be worried for the team at the Afro-Basket Championship in Tunisia. Let's listen to him. We'll come back. We'll talk. Stay with us.
Everybody generally agreed that to get to the podium, both teams have to play a little bit better. You know, sometimes in basketball, you have to move beyond the point margins and look at the teams